Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be covering Amazon's dropshipping policy straight from their TOS. Okay, we're going to be doing a little bit of a whiteboard professor style video today. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. And what we're going to be doing is covering exactly what Amazon says, not all this he says, she says, forum, mistalk about rules and, maybe you can do this, maybe you can't. We're going to be covering exactly what you can do straight from Amazon. My lovely girlfriend has done some very nice handwriting here, prompting you to like and subscribe and follow my Instagram at PaulJohnSavage. So be sure to do that if you haven't already, and then let's get into it. All right, I tried my best to get that as clean as I can. I honestly can't stand when someone's doing a whiteboard video and they have like leftover stuff they didn't erase. What we're gonna be going over, of course, is dropshipping policy. And first I wanted to discuss, well, maybe if you're new to this business model, what is dropshipping, right? What does it mean to be an Amazon FBA seller versus an FBM seller versus a drop shipper versus handmade? So we're going to be covering all of those and breaking down all of those right here. So of course, what you might be used to is Amazon FBA, right? And then Amazon FBA, you're going from a manufacturer. Why did I make an M with that many arcs? We're going from a manufacturer straight to this cap is not holding on too well, straight to an Amazon warehouse. Right, and then from that warehouse, this is the customer getting their package, and they're super delighted. Right, so you're actually doing nothing other than you're on a laptop right here, a little keyboard there. You're typing. There's you in your little chair, and hopefully this is pretty good perspective here. I can't really see from that angle, but you're typing, you are ordering from a manufacturer, all you're doing is working from your computer. You don't actually have to ship anything yourself. And now where does that change if we are, say, fulfilled by merchant? Well, it's really simple. We're taking Amazon out of the equation. We're simply going from you ordering from a manufacturer, and then, well, this is you placing the order, they ship it directly to you. That line no longer exists. And then you ship it directly to the customer with a service like UPS. Apparently I can't write from this angle, so that's supposed to be enough. That's how fulfilled by Amazon works, and that's how fulfilled by merchant works. Now, what is dropshipping? So we probably should have changed that. That was supposed to be merchant, but now we're gonna do dropshipping. So we'll just call that DS. Now what changes with dropshipping is we erase a line here. We no longer are shipping directly to the customer, and Amazon's not shipping to the customer. Well, who's shipping to the customer? So you place the order. Well, this is really how it should work. The customer places an order on your storefront. You then go place an order with your manufacturer, and they ship directly to the customer. You see how that cycle works? So like customer one, and then the next time it happens, maybe it's them again or another customer. And that's the cycle. So they're purchasing from you, you're purchasing from a supplier and sending it straight to them. You're skipping yourself and you're skipping Amazon. So this could be a really lucrative way to sell online. It requires the lowest amount of startup capital. Reason being, right, you can make a listing. Here's your listing page, your first picture, and your bullet points. You can make that listing without having any inventory whatsoever. So what you can be doing is you're sitting here, you're making these listings for as many products as you'd like, fulfilled by merchant, and then this customer finds this listing, and then they go, I would like to buy that. They place an order, you collect that money, using that money, and sometimes it takes some processing time, so that's not always exactly how it works. You then go ahead and place an order with the manufacturer, using that money that you just earned from that customer. Now usually what will actually happen is like you collect the sale, use your own money to buy it, and then the payment processes and you get paid what you bought the product for plus your profit. So that's how Amazon dropshipping works. And now let's talk about exactly what you can and can't do. All right, so first let's talk about what you can do. All right, so within dropshipping, you have to be the seller of your product, right? So on your product, when it arrives, right, this is your product, right? Here's a little box, here you go. Now we have a box, before it was a square. So this is your product. What you can do is identify yourself. So here would be my logo. We'll just put a J. I had to think about that for way too long what the acronym for my brand was. Java Products. We could have our logo on the product. It is completely within TOS to identify yourself as the seller, and that's actually recommended. So there are certain things that you have to always be sure to do when you are drop shipping to an Amazon customer. Okay, you have to identify yourself as the seller of the products on all the packing slips. So say there's out of this, you open it and there comes an insert card, okay? That insert card, again, has to be from your company, okay? This insert card can't have anything to do with a third-party dropshipper. And we'll touch more on that when we start talking about what you can't do, what you shouldn't do if you want to stay within TOS. So right here we have a perfectly, of course this is because I said you can do this. We might also want to go must. You must always do these things. You are also, by the nature of drop shipping, you no longer have Amazon fulfilling your customer service and your orders. So you need to be sure to handle all of the returns and all of the customer service that comes along with this, from answering questions to refunding customers. So lastly, we touched on the product packaging. We touched on the insert card that you may or may not be using, but then usually this is where people mess up, okay? So there's usually a receipt, like an invoice or receipt from the supplier, that will be maybe this big. It's just a little invoice, or sometimes it's a full letter-sized piece of paper, and it says what you ordered, so your order number, and then it'll have maybe like their company name up here. That invoice needs to have only you being identified, okay? So you need to make this very clear to your supplier when we're selling drop shipping products that, hey, these are being drop shipped. We can't have any external third-party drop shipper identified on my product packaging. So what you should be taking away from this, it is completely okay to source from a manufacturer or supplier and send directly to a customer. Happy customers, always. This is okay, okay? This is good. Can I do a thumbs up? That would be so impressive from here. It's okay. I'll give that. It's pretty good. It's actually life size. So this is okay. Now we're going to touch on what you can't do, right? So we've identified that you can sell your own private labeled products. You can have your own insert card on there. And the only takeaway from this is that you need to identify yourself, and you cannot have anything to do with a third-party dropshipper in the packaging, the insert card, the invoice, the receipt, any part of it, okay? It has to look like it just came from your company directly, just as it would if Amazon was fulfilling it. This is true as well for the packaging that your packaging comes in. So if we were to put a box around this is how the customer is going to get it, right? This is all going to be sealed off. That's like a top view of it. When they open it, right, the outside of the packaging also can't say anything about that third-party drop shipper. This is how you drop it, and it looks pretty horrible now that I just did that, but this is how you would drop ship correctly. And if maybe I went a little too fast, you didn't understand something, be sure to just rewind a little bit, because everything that you should be doing is right here on this whiteboard. Isn't it amazing, no matter how much room you have to write something, you always overestimate the first word and then the last one ends up getting squished. That was me trying to write that better, by the way. So Amazon dropshipping, what you can't do, okay? Can't. No. Well, I actually just crossed out, like that's a double negative, so that's actually saying you can't. You understand it. So can't, no, don't do this. What you cannot do, and this is what most people do, so I want you to be very clear here, is you cannot purchase from Walmart or any retailer. Looks like I'm saying Walmart divided by retailer. You cannot purchase from Walmart, TJ Maxx, Home Depot, any of those sites. This is you over here. You cannot purchase from here and send to a customer. Customer. Happy. No, sad. They're sad this time. So the issue with this, why you can't do this, is because of what we kind of already covered. If you do this, you can't work with Walmart to have them take off their logo, take off their packaging and apply yours, because Walmart and other retailers are not suppliers and manufacturers. So by nature of doing this, that customer will be getting an invoice or something that says Walmart or Target or Home Depot on it. It's unavoidable, really. So this is the issue here. you cannot purchase from another online retailer, right? Amazon's already an online retailer. You can't purchase from another online retailer and ship directly to a customer if you're not identified as the seller of that product. Okay, so by nature of doing this, they will be identified to the customer as the seller of the product. Customer orders from Amazon, they get something in a box that says Home Depot on it, and now this, you can clearly see the issue with that, right? That's why Amazon doesn't want dropshippers going directly from third-party websites, third-party stores, online, whatever, directly to customers. Right, so it directly contradicts everything we were talking about that you should be doing, okay? Because there's no way to customize that any further and get you to be the only identified third-party seller on that packaging. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. Just wanted to be very clear on Amazon's drop shipping policy. Right now is a very interesting time because maybe people have no ability to do FBA, so they're looking into things like shipping products to themselves and shipping to customers, FBM like we described in the beginning, or doing drop shipping. Drop shipping is one of the ones that can really hurt your account, so of course I'm always trying to provide you with information that you could take away today, apply to your business, and it's going to help you, not hurt you. So if you understand these things and you understand what not to do, that could save you, well, literally millions of dollars if you got banned and you could have grown a business that large on Amazon and no longer have the ability to do so. Hey, it could happen. So as long as you're clear with what we went over today, make sure you understand this because this is fundamental if you're thinking about getting into Amazon drop shipping. Now, one thing that you can do right now is ask your suppliers that you already have products for if they can drop ship directly to customers. My supplier was able to hook me up with a drop shipping price for 7 to 10 day shipping directly from China. So that's, like we said, directly from the manufacturer. Now the manufacturer could be either in the US or in another country. If they're sending the product directly to the customer, with me being the only seller identified for that product, it's totally okay. I was able to do that for one of my current products, my macrame hanging shelf, with a margin that's still 40% net margin, which is phenomenal. So it's about $15 to get that unit shipped through the air for 1 week shipping from the time the order is placed in China to arrive to the customer, but they were able to do that, and now I'm avoiding a $15 Amazon FBA fee because that product's rather large. So it balances out and I come back to my actual profit margin. So these are all things that you can do. I just kind of want to plant some seeds here and get you thinking about things that we can do right now, right? People might say, hey, it's an opportunity right now, but no one gives you the info on what you can be doing. This is one of them, but do it correctly. All right, guys, thanks so much for sticking around. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you happen to be new here, I'd love to have you subscribe so you don't miss any further information regarding Amazon or just entrepreneur and business in general. But as always, guys, I'll see you here tomorrow for another video on the channel. Later.